Alright, so today we're going to be talking about AMC. First, let's start with his abilities. You first want to level up his 2, followed by his 1, then his 3, and when you reach 5, his ultimate. You want to prioritize leveling his 2, then your 1, then your 3, and your ult whenever possible. Talking about builds, let's start off with the starter item. It's very effective to buy Bluestone Pendant on an AMC if you find it necessary. This adds a lot of damage to his already potent dot. And unlike most hunters, AMC excels in damage very early on. Transcendence is a good choice for AMC because he's very ability focused and his abilities do cost a lot of mana. Warrior Boots or Ninja Boots are a good choice, but I prefer Warrior Boots since he has built-in attack speed on his 1. Next, you want to build either Iqval or Asi depending on whether there is another hunter you're fighting, or another physical class in general. Then you would build Asi. Next up is either Quinsize or Executioner, depending on whether they have built physical defense or health. Witchblade recently got a buff, which gave it more physical power, or defense I should say. This is actually a really good defensive item on all hunters. It provides good attack speed and good defense from other hunters. Finally, rounded off with a penetration item, which will affect his abilities as well. As I said earlier, he's very ability focused. You can also trade some of these items for crit items late game. Putting hives is one of the main focus of AMC's kit. You want to put them usually at the beginning to give you that speed boost so you can get to lane faster and around camps. Hiding them from your enemies or putting them in areas they can't get to will help you out a lot. Put them around corners or in between towers. The range on the actual attack speed and movement speed buff is pretty significant. Something to know about AMC is that his attack pattern is weird. He's left-handed, which means all of his attacks kinda lean towards the left a lot. So always remember that when aiming. A tip a lot of people don't know is that your 3 can combine with your 2 to infect it with bees. An effect normally you would have to have the hive for. Another thing to note is that when a player is affected by bees, they'll get disarmed for 1 second, if it lasts for 4 seconds. I couldn't quite get this effect off as much as I wanted to, and I'm not sure why, but you get the idea. So let's talk about Amozin's ultimate, his Stinger. Stinger deals a crap ton of damage and leaves the foe crippled. A lot of people try to finish people off with his ultimate, but instead of using it just to get the refund at the end, try using it before an engagement to cripple them and box them to death. One tip for AMC about using his hives is you can use them to body block shots. If another hunter, say, is chasing you, you can put it behind you and it'll block 1 shot. Main thing to remember is AMC is a boxer. You can't really run away from your enemies. You're better off just risking fighting them head on. He excels in fighting other hunters in 1v1s, or anybody in 1v1 situations for that matter. He has very high burst damage and pretty good attack speed. The left-handedness of his attacks can get pretty annoying sometimes, but as long as you remember that's always aiming a little bit towards the left, it should be easy to pace your shots. AMC also works very well with the Frosty Fatalis build. Because of his low movement speed and maneuverability, this will give him the slight edge he needs to catch up to his foes. That concludes this video on AMC. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like and a comment telling me how I can improve these videos in the future. See you later.
It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, stinking up. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive.